thank you for joining us today. I am Lauren Connor Dieter, an anthropology major at Luther College in Decorah, Iowa.
And I'm Eliano Silva, an economics and international studies major at Luther College.
Today we are celebrating the bicentennial for Norwegians immigrating to the United States. Back in 1825, 52 Norwegians sailed a sloop across the ocean, marking the beginning of Norwegian immigration.
As time progressed, sloops and sailboats became obsolete. With the introduction of steamships, agencies were created for this new use of steamships, which is what we will be covering today. The agency we are interested in is Norwegian-American Line, also known as the NAL, and how this company improved Norwegian immigration to the United States.
For our research and exhibit for Vesterheim on the bicentennial of Norwegian immigration to the United States, we were given an object to expand our understanding of the Norwegian America Line and its relationship to Norwegian immigration. Our object is a deck of cards made by the Norwegian America Line from one of their voyages, possibly sold as a souvenir. The face cards are of kings, queens, and knights. The face cards are depicted as medieval Norwegian royalty, with the kings wearing a golden crown and holding a king's orb and scepter. The queens are shown wearing elaborate headdresses, and the knights are shown with armored helmets and large axes. These images of Norwegian royalty could give Norwegian immigrants a connection to their roots back in Norway, helping them keep their heritage while in a new place. On the backs of the cards there is a drawing of a large ocean liner, a big ship with steam stacks on the deck, which is the type of ship that the NAL used. On the top of the back of the cards, it is written Den Norska Amerika Line, with Norwegian America Line under it. On the drawing of the ship, it is seen waving both the Norwegian and the United States flags. The Joker card also shows a connection between the two countries, showing both flags crossed behind the symbol of the NAL.
We had an interview for this podcast to help us broaden our understanding of Norwegian immigration. Our interview was with Professor Marv Slind, a professor emeritus of history at Luther College, where he worked for 13 years from 2000 to 2013. He started off teaching Norwegian history at Washington State University in 1989. He has taught Scandinavian history at Washington State University and continued at Luther College. He is of Norwegian descent, with both sets of his grandparents immigrating from Norway. The Norwegian-American Line was founded in 1870, shut down and started up again in 1910. The first ship sailed was in 1913, and this 40 years time span shows how difficult it was to create an agency like Norwegian-American Line.
The Norwegian America Line is vital to Norwegian immigration because the NAL made immigration much easier for the average Norwegian citizen. In 1825, the first Norwegians to immigrate to the United States sailed on a sloop, which is a one-masted sailboat. For the next 100 years, this was the main way for Norwegians to come to America. It was hard to find a ship and be prepared for the treacherous voyage ahead, until, in 1913, the agency of the NAL was ready to bring new Norwegian immigrants to America. Immigrants within America would be able to buy tickets for their family members back in Norway. It was easier to make money in America than it was in Norway, so creating a way for immigrants to buy tickets for Norwegians waiting to cross the ocean created more opportunities for people to immigrate. These agencies were very helpful, and Marv Slind, a professor emeritus of history at Luther College, has some insight on how honest the agencies were.
They were pretty honest, because the rumors would spread throughout Norway. People would come down to the ship and say, "Okay, I'm here for my free trip from Norway to America, and then the free train ride out to where my land's going to be, and if I don't like it, you'll give me a free trip back." That was, not real.
Yeah.
May have been some agents who were going around Norway saying something to that effect, but I think pretty much what I read, it was a pretty honest deal.
Immigration was important to Norwegians because there were many reasons for them to want to leave Norway. Some of the incentives to immigrate were economical, familial, and religious. The United States could provide Norwegian immigrants with well-paying jobs, reunification with their previously immigrated families, and fertile land. The United States could create a new future for the Norwegians that they would not be able to find back in Norway.
innovation that the Norwegian America Line created gave more Norwegians an easier time migrating to the United States, giving the chance for a better future for them and for their descendants.
We would like to give a huge thanks to Professor Marv Slind, who accepted our invitation for an interview, and for all of the insight that he has gifted.
We would also like to thank you for listening, and to Vesterheim and Professor Anna Peterson for giving us this opportunity. We hope that we gave some interesting information about the Norwegian America Line that has broadened your understanding of the history of Norwegian immigration, and how wonderful it is to be able to celebrate the bicentennial this year.